Alright, guys, welcome back. This is Bad Senator. So, as we can see, the state of Texas held its primary last night as to who it's going to elect for its Senate, Governor, and House. Now, if you don't know what a primary is, it's when the different parties nominate a candidate to run for a certain office. And we're going to take a look and really analyze the election results from the primaries and see what they really are telling us for the general election in November. So as we can see here, Ted Cruz won with 85% of the vote, Mary Miller coming up in second place with 6.1%. And on the Democrat primary in Texas for Senate, you had Beto O'Rourke with 61% of the vote, you had Zema Hernandez with 23% of the vote, and Edward Kimbrough with 14.5% of the vote. So here's why I'm really not seeing Democrats being able to win in Texas this year. The issue is that, look at this, you had about 1 million votes in the Democrat primary, but you had about 1,550,000 votes in the Republican primary. So obviously the Republicans have many more voters than the Democrats. They almost have I think it's a 5-3 advantage over the Democrats. For every 5 voters in the Republican primary, there were 3 in the Democrat primary. So even if every single one of the people in this primary that did not vote for Ted Cruz, so all the Democrats and all the Republicans except for Ted Cruz, even if all of those voted for Beto O'Rourke, they still come up a little short. It would be close, like they could be like 3 or 4%, but they'd still come up short. So the paths to victory for the Democrats in Texas are very, very narrow, as seen by this primary result. Now, can they do it? It's definitely not impossible. If Ted Cruz continues to drop in popularity and Beto O'Rourke can really speak to some more of the rural Republicans, or at least in some of the areas that he lost right here in the Texas Panhandle and the Latino belt down there. I could potentially see it happening, but those are one of the only ways he can win. Either that, or he could try to convince people in the south part of well, not the southern part of Texas, this part. You know what I mean? The part of Texas that's considered to be in the south. You think south, you think of states like Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. And Texas is kind of on the border of the south, the west, and the Sun Belt. So the south part of Texas, if he can, I guess the only other way he can really win is try to convince people out there that you should vote Democrat. My policy positions are best for you. But when has that ever happened? Tell me an election where one person won because he was able to change people's minds on policy positions. It doesn't happen very often. People these days are very, very politically polarized, so they are very, very unlikely to switch policy positions. So that it's a very slim chance of happening as well. And quite honestly, I don't really see Beto O'Rourke winning in the general election in November. Let's take a look now at the governor's election. Governor, as we can see, let me just make sure my OBS is working well. Yep, it is. As we can see here, Greg Abbott won with 90% of the vote. And you see, no one got a majority over here. So there's going to be a runoff on the 22nd of May. So you have a fractured Democrat base over here between the moderate Democrats, kind of the older wing, and the Bernie Sanders kind of Democrats. You have a really big divide between those two groups. And even if they unite, they still will not be able to take out Greg Abbott, who won so many votes. He won close to 1,400,000 votes. So again, not a whole lot of paths to victory for the Democrats and the governor of Texas, even if the Lute Valdez supporters and the Andrew White supporters can unite, and they probably won't, because those two wings of the Democratic Party are not very fond of each other. So yeah, not a whole lot of chances for the Democrats in the governorship either in Texas. Let's take a look at the 7th District of Texas. As you can see, another runoff here. John Culberson, who is the strong incumbent candidate, won. And this is a competitive district going into 2018, one of the state's most competitive. And we can see that, I mean, look at it. You have a fractured Democrat base yet again. And even if they unite, they probably won't be able to take out John Culberson, who is getting a lot of votes. He got almost 30,000. And all the Democrat votes combined got over like 33,000. Well, 38,000 and 33,000. So Republicans got more votes there. And let's take a look at the 23rd district results. Will Hurd, again, winning by a commanding margin again. Again, another strong Republican incumbent going into the 23rd district, which is one of the most competitive districts in Texas. The 7th and the 23rd district are the ones you need to be watching in Texas going into 2018. And again, you see it again, another fractured base among the Democrats. And a strong Republican incumbent getting re-primaried by a very large margin, getting more votes than the top Democrat did. And then you see here, you actually see Democrats could win this one if like they can unite. If the base can really unite and come out really, really big, then they'll probably be able to defeat Will Hurd by a large margin. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing in the Texas primary. Not a whole lot of opportunities for the Democrats to make gains in Texas. O'Rourke's path to victory is very, very small. And in the governor, Democrats' chances there are even smaller. Now let's go to my 2018 governor map. Let's go to 270 to win. 270 to win. Alright, there we go. So let's go to the Senate. 2018 Senate Interactive Map. That was just from an older video. Don't really pay attention to that. So, oh man, I gotta change the party option so it doesn't take 5,000 years to me to get these. Alright. So, as you can see, this was my prediction so far. Like, originally I had, Texas being light red, Tennessee being light red, and I had, West Virginia going light blue, Indiana light blue, Florida light blue, Ohio light red, Missouri light red, North Dakota light red, Montana light red, Nevada light blue, Arizona light blue. Oops. California solid blue. No chance Republican wins there. So this was my Senate prediction until tonight. And tonight I think I'm going to label Texas as solid red, because there really isn't a whole lot of opportunities for Beto O'Rourke in the general election as seen by tonight's primary. Now, Mississippi, you've seen that as if you looked at the headline, it said that Thad Cochran of Mississippi retired, or he resigned rather, meaning that there will be a special election to fill his seat come 2018, come November. And I think that race, just like the normal Mississippi election, is also going to be safe for the Republicans. So the Republicans had 4 safe seats at the 24 hours ago, and now I think they have 6 safe seats. So Republicans making some big progress. I think, everyone's talking about the Democrat wave, that there was going to be a Democrat wave, and there still could be, but Republicans are holding on. Now, I think what we saw in Texas, as we go back here, what we saw as Texas is something that I had suspected for a pretty long time, is that Republicans would turn out in large numbers simply because Democrats were. Like if you look in special elections in Kentucky, in Wisconsin, in New Hampshire, and Connecticut, Democrats have gotten a great many pickups there. So Republicans could be like, oh crud, I need to vote so the Democrats don't win. Kind of like a hysteria kind of thing. And that's what I've been waiting for, kind of like, because I knew it was going to happen sometime before November, and I wanted to see which election it would happen in. Turns out it was the Texas primary here, with Republicans turning out really, really big. And speaking of that, let's talk about the House in 2018. Obviously, a special election there in 6 days. You have Connor Lamb versus Rick Saccone, Pennsylvania. I don't know why that's blue. That shouldn't be blue. Um, this should be blue as well. Wait, this is the new pen. This is the new map, actually. This is like the new map, like the non-gerrymandered one. So basically, it doesn't really show here, but I think that Connor Lamb will win in the Pennsylvania 18 special election, simply because, I don't know, what I call the hysteria effect has come into place for the Republicans, and it's been activated, and now the Republicans are also have their base motivated. And because of that, I think the Republican base makes up majority of the voters in the 18th district. So I think that Rick Saccone will win there. Now some of you might be saying, oh well, Connor Lamb got like much more fundraising than Rick Saccone. Well, look at how well that went for Jon Ossoff. I'll leave you at that. Thanks for watching. Bye!